Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Is there a second war between angels in the Bible?
Where did Casey Jones go after the first Ninja Turtles movie?
And is Satan all that bad?
All this and more on Gory Story Time.
Warning. Gory Story Time is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Story Time. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig. And before we get into this, let's answer those
The
intro
cold open questions, whatever.
No. Apparently he became a cop, and I mean, yeah, he really is.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is.
You go match those back up. All right. Welcome to the show this week. For those who know, we like to review horror movies. I said, hey, let's do a topic that we both know quite a bit about, actually.
Yeah.
Which is religious horror movies. We love horror movies. We also happen to be Christians who actually read the Bible. I know there's a lot of people who don't or haven't read it all the way through. He hasn't read it all the way through yet or anything, but
Not yet.
we are believers.
It's on my list.
And, he knows a lot about the book just because he's grown up hearing about it from my pastor, from
And I do a lot of research to look into...
He had a lot of natural information before people told him. That's just
yeah. It's really just been part of me.
Yeah, I mean, you freaked out people at Sunday school because you made connections they had never made, and they agreed that, no, that actually makes sense, and I learned something from your 5-year-old self.
Right.
But anyway, the first of 4 religion-based, and that by religion we don't mean cult, we mean
Religion.
Religion, it may not all be Christianity, depends on which ones we pick, but that's our personal religion, but it's not going to be a cult.
Right.
Cult movies are a separate time to do.
They are a lot of fun, but they are not.
And we will end up, that made me think, we should do that at some point, but just that's not what we're covering
but this
here.
is not a cult.
So our first one is The Prophecy, starring Christopher Walken. It is definitely Christian-based, Catholic versions of Christianity, which is a little different, but still, the point is, it's, I don't know, what do you have to say about it? I'm stumbling here.
So there was this war, right, with the devil, because he was all like, I'm just as good as you.
Yeah, here's what you need to know. The devil went to God and said, I'm your number one angel. I'm your first angel. I'm just as good as you. And God went,
No, you're not.
And a third of the angels and
Said,
him tried to uprise and take over. God smacked him down. They went to earth as what we would call demons.
Yes.
The
The remaining
remaining
angels,
66% of the angels,
half of them said,
we don't
yeah,
want...
we're not as good as you, but we're better than people, and don't bring them here.
And the other half are saying, no,
We'll do
just
exactly
do
what you say.
because you're God. The main difference with the ones that disagree with him, they still respect God and worship God. They don't like that humans were given freedom of, our free will.
Yeah.
They don't like
that we can go to heaven.
That we can go to heaven and be with them
because
when
they find
we die.
themselves to be better than us.
Yeah. So that's the premise, is it's those two warring factions of angels who are still in heaven, half hating us, the other half embracing
Not hating us, right.
So before we get into any more detail, why don't we roll the trailer?
Mary,
What?
can you keep a secret? The biggest secret ever.
Centuries ago, a second coming was foretold.
What did he say to you, Mary?
He asked if I could keep a secret.
What was that?
Something he gave me.
But what's coming
He wants something. Something that's here.
isn't what anyone expects.
Oh my God.
It's a war in heaven. Over what? Us. Humans.
Christopher Walken. The Prophecy.
All right.
Trailer didn't give away too much. I like that.
Yeah, a lot of times it happens, but not so much. Before we get into our behind the scenes information, we got to do what we do here every week, which is make our fat stacks of cash. And the way we do that is by advertising actual products that really exist in the world for those playing the drinking game.
Oh, yeah.
This week, they backed up a truckload of money to our house to have us advertise. Let's see. Gory Story Time is brought to you by The Bible, Hollywood version.
Oh, no.
Do you believe in God yet never got around to reading the Bible? Have we got the Bible for you? We take all the biblical Hollywood movies and transcribe those versions of the stories, full of beautiful photographs from the films and simple language that even actors can comprehend. Now, with a bonus chapter including rock monsters from the Noah story. Order the Bible Hollywood version, soon to be a major motion picture.
Damn. That one's gotta hurt. Okay. And by Blasphemers Restaurant, the best new restaurant in town. With restaurants like Chick-fil-A catering to the religious folks, we bring you atheists and those who have a grudge against God. Something sacrilegious. Sacrilegious. Some of our popular items include spicy buffalo-style angel wings, stuffed Jezebel peppers, and sinful sirloin. Blasphemers Restaurant. Our food tastes like heaven, but may send you to hell.
All right.
Oh my. Oh my.
Let's get into the, as you like to say,
The meat and beef of the show.
Yes, it's been a couple episodes since you've said that, so
We had to bring it back up. First time this year I said that. Look at that.
Viggo Mortensen claims that prior to shooting their scene together, Christopher Walken ate several cloves of garlic.
Why?
Probably to make him go.
All right. The film was originally filmed in 1993 and released 2 years later in 95. This was Weinstein's MO, as they would film a movie before editing them, re-editing them.
Okay, first of all, that's normal. Film it before editing it.
Yeah.
But now it's
re-editing them and finally releasing them a year or two later.
Colonel Arnold Hawthorne is played by Patrick McAllister. Due to the nature of his role and the long gap after It's Alive, McAllister is not credited, but he appears as special thanks for his collaboration in the movie, credited as Patrick Curley McAllister.
Okay. The film was followed by the sequel to Prophecy 2, which was originally intended by the studio to be a theatrical release and ultimately went straight to video. That's not a good sign.
Gabriel tries checking all the school kids to see if he can find if they've had Hawthorne's soul stuffed into them. As part of doing so, He lets a couple of them blow on a horn he has. Gabriel blowing his horn is supposed to be a sign of the end of the world, but cautions to do so very carefully and just a little bit at a time.
Christopher Walken would appear in the first 3 films of the Prophecy franchise.
In a bit of truly inspired foreshadowing, in 1993, 2 years before this film was released, but the same year it was filmed,
Yeah.
Christopher Walken played a similar role to that of the Archangel Gabriel in the Prophecy. In the Madonna video for the song Bad Girl from her album Erotica, Walken plays the angel of death who silently follows a woman, Madonna, as she is being destroyed by her lifestyle. Though there is no speaking part, his mannerisms and look are strikingly similar to his later depiction of Gabriel, even down to the slick black hair, pale complexion, and mostly black wardrobe.
All right. When Gabriel meets Jerry, the camera's focus moves around Jerry's house. For a brief moment, a photo can be seen where appears Jerry with his girlfriend. Although neither she nor her name are ever mentioned, the woman who appears in the photo with Adam Goldberg is Michelle Spadaro, set decorator of the movie. This was her only appearance in a film.
It features Christopher Walken, Amanda Plummer, and Eric Stoltz. All 3 appeared in Pulp Fiction in '94, the year before, and none of them had any scenes together. In this film, Christopher Walken shares screen time with both actors. Stoltz and Walken finished their work on Pulp Fiction before making this film, which I think was also put out by Weinstein, so there you go.
Right. There are multiple religious references with varying levels of subtlety. When Simon is told that the girl he's about to hide Hawthorne's soul inside is named Mary, he whispers, "Of course." Then you have slightly less obvious ones like Thomas, the priest who lost his faith, being named after the apostle who didn't believe Jesus had come back to life, or how in the Bible, Gabriel had the power to make people fall down in shock with his mere presence and also helped the prophet Daniel with his apocalyptic visions.
Hawthorne's tombstone is adorned by a large upside-down cross on the left side.
Ooh. As Gabriel gets ready to pull Uziel out of the cooler, you can see a handwritten sign in red marker that says freezers are for bodies, not beer. I saw that.
Yeah, Virginia Madsen, her second horror film after Candyman in '92. Eventually, she starred in a third film, The Haunting in Connecticut, in 2009. Although Madsen was too involved with the haunting, her appearance was limited to one scene at the beginning of the movie as Jane, Nell's sister.
All right. Elias Codius and Eric Stoltz previously starred together in Some Kind of Wonderful,
Yeah.
Oh.
After the prologue, Thomas Daggett can be seen smoking on the rooftop of a building with his voiceover reciting St. Paul's verse from the Holy Bible, "Even now in heaven, there were angels carrying savage weapons." This verse doesn't exist in the Holy Bible. It was created specifically for the movie.
Of course. Birds are used to symbolize the angels. For example, Gabriel perches on a bench and looks exactly like a bird in silhouette. Lucifer explodes into crows when departing early in the second film. Periel actually lunges at Daniel like a bird of prey. Gabriel explodes into doves when departing at the end of the third film. Why would it tell us stuff about the future movies?
I don't know.
That's
Searching
not
through
smart.
Uziel's belongings, Thomas Daggett finds a handwritten ancient Holy Bible that includes chapter 23 of John in the book of Revelation. He translates part of it as, "And there were angels who could not accept the lifting of man above them, and like Lucifer rebelled against the armies of the loyal Archangel Michael. And there rose a second war in heaven." The book of Revelation has only 22 chapters. This 23rd chapter was created specifically as part of the plot. But they called it out in the thing because the guy meant to be a priest. Mainly, the story starts with a priest seeing a vision of angels battling in heaven. It scared him and he walked away.
Yeah.
He didn't lose his faith because he didn't see any proof. He lost his faith because what he saw scared him.
Right.
But anyway, What was your least favorite part?
The
of this?
ratings.
Oh, sorry. The people on Rotten Tomatoes have it at 64%, which is higher than.
The critics who have it at 43%.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was my
Least favorite.
least favorite?
Yeah.
I guess my least favorite about this was it seems very much like whoever it was that wrote this movie didn't read the Bible first.
Or maybe misunderstood things or was
Or
raised with
something
bad
like that.
information.
Or something.
Some of it was specifically meant to not come from the Bible.
Yes, but like they got enough wrong that it's like, then just do your own story.
Yeah. I would say my least favorite part was when he was trying to hide the soul in a girl named Mary. Because in order to do it, Eric Stoltz's character, who was also an angel, it was
Simon.
Michael, right? No?
He was Simon.
Okay, whatever. Simon, he had sucked the soul out of a military man at his funeral. And then, because that's how it works, your soul stays in your body until it's sucked out by an angel. That's not, anyway.
Not biblical.
Then he goes and he's hiding in a school, and when a young girl of about 8
at oldest
sees him, he's like, aha, can you keep a secret? And then he tongue kisses the soul into her body, and at that point I was like ready to, I was like, I couldn't act in a movie that made me put my, I mean, they were touching mouths. I'm sure there wasn't really tongue, but I don't care.
That's not
like,
okay
you
with
can't
me.
force me to kiss an 8-year-old that's not my own child. Like,
no parent should
even
sign
then it
off
wasn't
on
on the
that.
list. Like, I kissed you guys growing up, but
you didn't
yeah, it was weird.
put souls in our bodies.
Yeah, it was weird. What was your favorite scene?
I'm gonna have to go with it right in the beginning, the fight between Simon and Uziel.
Okay.
Because I thought it was kind of badass.
Okay. Mine is tangential to that because it's kind of how it ends.
All right.
With the car accident.
You like that car accident. All right.
Yeah, specifically.
So that's part of mine, but yeah.
The guy gets thrown, specifically when, which one was it? Thrown out. Uziel.
Because Simon was the one that stayed alive.
At that point.
Right.
Threw him out a window and then controlled a car to have it slam into him.
Killing
and it
him.
killed him. That's where they found a book that was, a Bible that was carbon dated to be proven to be
the oldest one on Earth.
Yeah.
And it had a 23rd chapter, and it was just whatever. But yeah, that fight was awesome.
Well, if there was extra information, the ones that the angels carry would probably have it. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, as a concept.
Sure.
As a concept, it makes sense.
I guess.
Do I think that it's accurate? No, but
Not at all.
as a concept, it works.
All right.
You got to realize it's a horror movie. This isn't, the Bible being translated onto film correctly.
Yeah, because even when they do that, they do it wrong.
A lot of times, yeah. What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm going 7.
7?
7. I definitely think it's better than the critics and the people give it credit for, but there's just too much that goes against everything I know about that book.
All right. See, I give it an 8 because it's a story. It's a movie. And it's not like whoever wrote it hated religion.
No.
Like, there was the whole Dan Brown stuff where he did the books, and then the Da Vinci Code, and then the movies with Tom Hanks.
That was
where
super anti-Christian.
He was raised Catholic, hated the Catholics, and attacked God and Jesus based on his hatred of the humans that raised him in that system.
And I don't think that that's fair.
This does not seem like it was coming from a place of hate for the gospel. It just came from, wouldn't this be messed up if the angels were fighting over whether or not, the monkeys can get in?
Yeah, that was a weird reference to me.
Yeah.
That the angels kept calling them the monkeys that talk. It's like,
yeah.
Wouldn't the angels know that evolution's fake?
Listen. I don't even know how to end. Listen. Just listen. Listen
Right.
to nothing. All right.
Listen.
But
So,
as a story in and of itself, I was willing to take myself out of what I know of the actual book for the entertainment of the movie. Considering, like I said, it didn't seem to be coming from a place of hatred for the church.
no, it didn't. If anything, it was like,
I mean,
It was-
even though Christopher Walken was the bad guy, if someone took the Lord's name in vain, whether
He
it was
snapped at
GD or
them.
JC, he's like, hey, watch your mouth. Because he was still supporting God. He just didn't like humans. He didn't like our free will. He still loved God and didn't want us taking his name in vain.
right.
I totally
That-
get that.
That's his dad right there. You don't badmouth his dad.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So you said 8.
Yeah, and you said 7.
We both said our least and favorite.
Yeah.
All right. So then
Over
that
on
side
this
of the
side.
screen feels like we're short. Okay. You could watch this show on Fact TV channel 1076 Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can like us on Facebook, and when I say us, I don't just mean Gory Story Time, which you can, but you can also like Fact TV on Facebook. And those who do get to see shows streaming like this one.
Yeah, if you're
Currently.
watching.
If
So,
you're watching, hey. If you're not watching,
then there's
how did
nothing
you
for
hear
you
me
to
ask that
yeah,
question?
there's nothing for us to ask.
yes. Hey, what's the next thing?
You can go to factdate.com and look at a bunch of the back episodes of this, other shows that we'd done, other things that they do on the channel. They have all sorts of board meetings and school meetings and all those fun things. They have other shows on the channel.
Yep.
Go check out their website.
You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
I'm at Jason T. Jakes 17, capital J, capital T, capital J, capital 17.
And you can also check out on YouTube my channel, Juggalo Jakes, all one word. Or if you look up Gory Story Time, it'll bring you to it. There's music videos. There's other shows that I've done here. There's a 100th episode special.
Yeah. We're coming close to eventually. We're going to have to start doing stuff for a 200th special.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
177 is getting close. And we also have, let's see. Oh, Fact TV has a YouTube channel too, so check that out.
Yeah.
That's about it, right?
So next week we'll be back with yet another
We're going to do a second horror movie based on religion.
not cult, as we specified.
And it might not be Christianity, but most of them tend to be that are made into horror movies.
Yeah.
But we can see if we can find something
So
else. Anyway,
until next time, I'm your host Jason,
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig.
and
Sweet dreams.